The journey to Lagos was long, but as they approached the estate where their new home was located, the tiredness melted away. The estate gates were large and painted in bright white with gold accents, guarded by security personnel in clean uniforms. Chike slowed the car as they entered, and Rosemary's eyes widened with amazement. "Wow, Daddy, is this where we're going to live?" she asked, pressing her face against the car window. "Yes, my princess," Chike replied proudly. "This is our new home." Ada turned to smile at her daughter. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" Rosemary nodded excitedly. "It's so big, and everything is so neat and pretty." As they drove through the estate, they passed rows of elegant houses, each one with a neatly trimmed lawn and vibrant flowers lining the paths. Rosemary couldn't stop looking around. Finally, they arrived at their house. Chike honked the horn, and the gates opened automatically. The car rolled into the compound, revealing a large, beautiful house with cream-colored walls and a red roof. The compound was spacious, with enough room for Rosemary to run around and play. "Wow," Ada whispered as she stepped out of the car. Rosemary jumped out and stared at the house in awe. "This is our house? It's so big." "Yes, this is it," Chike said, beaming. "Let's get our things inside." The family began unloading their belongings from the car and the moving truck that had followed them. Chike carried heavy boxes, while Ada took smaller items. Rosemary, too excited to carry anything, ran into the house to explore. The living room was spacious, with large windows that let in plenty of sunlight. The floors were shiny, and the walls were painted a soft cream color. "Mommy, come and see the kitchen," Rosemary shouted, her voice echoing through the empty house. Ada followed her daughter to the kitchen and gasped. It was modern and spacious, with shiny granite countertops, a large refrigerator, and an oven that still had its plastic covering. "This is lovely," Ada said, running her hand over the counter. Chike walked in, smiling. "I knew you'd like it." Rosemary was already climbing the stairs. "I'm going to see my room." She picked a room at the far end of the upstairs hallway. It was large and had its own bathroom. The windows overlooked the compound, giving her a view of the entire estate. "This is my room," she declared. Ada and Chike joined her upstairs. "It's a good choice," Chike said, placing a small suitcase in the corner of the room. Rosemary twirled around in the center of the room, her green skin sparkling in the sunlight streaming through the window. "I love it. Thank you, Daddy." "Thank you, Mommy." After they had unpacked most of their belongings, Rosemary sat on her new bed and grabbed her phone. She couldn't wait to show Paul her new house. She dialed his number and waited for him to pick up. "Rosemary!" Paul's face appeared on the screen, smiling brightly. "Hi, Paul," Rosemary said, waving. "Guess what? We're in our new house." Paul's eyes widened. "Really? Let me see." Rosemary turned the camera around, showing him her room. "This is my room. Isn't it beautiful?" "Wow!" Paul exclaimed. "It's so big. And you even have your own bathroom?" "Yes," Rosemary said proudly. "And wait till you see the living room and the kitchen." She walked around the house, giving Paul a virtual tour. "This place is amazing, Rosemary," Paul said when she finished. "I'm so happy for you." "Thanks, Paul," Rosemary said. "I wish you could come and visit." "One day I will," Paul promised. "But for now, you'll have to tell me all about it." "I will," Rosemary said, smiling. That evening, Ada and Rosemary decided to prepare dinner together in their beautiful new kitchen. "Rosemary, pass me the onions," Ada said, chopping vegetables on the countertop. Rosemary handed her the onions and then started washing tomatoes in the sink. "Mommy, I love this kitchen. It's so big." "I love it too," Ada said, smiling. "We're going to make so many delicious meals here." Rosemary giggled. "I'm going to learn how to cook everything you know." "Good," Ada said. "Every girl should know how to cook. Now, Stir the pot for me while I cut these peppers." As they cooked, the kitchen filled with the delicious aroma of jollof rice and fried plantains. Rosemary hummed a tune while stirring, and Ada joined in, laughing. "You have a nice voice, Rosemary," Ada said. "Thank you, Mommy," Rosemary replied. "Maybe I'll be a singer one day." "You can be anything you want," Ada said, placing a hand on her daughter's shoulder. When dinner was ready, the family gathered around their new dining table. The dining room was bright and airy, with a large window that looked out onto the garden. The table was set with plates of steaming jollof rice, fried plantains, and grilled chicken. "This looks delicious," Cheeky said as he sat down. "Rosemary helped me," Ada said proudly. "Thank you, Rosemary," Chike said, smiling at his daughter. "You're welcome, Daddy," Rosemary said, beaming. As they ate, they chatted and laughed about their first impressions of the new house. "I love my room," Rosemary said, taking a bite of her chicken. "And the whole house is so beautiful. Thank you for bringing us here, Daddy." Cheek smiled. "I'm glad you like it, my princess. And thank you for agreeing to move with us. I know it wasn't easy for you to leave Ibadan." Ada added, "We're so proud of you, Rosemary. You've been so brave." Rosemary smiled. "I promise to do my best to make new friends here, just like you said." Cheeky raised his glass of water. "To new beginnings and to our family." Ada and Rosemary raised their glasses too. "To our family," they echoed. After dinner, the family sat in the living room, enjoying the cool evening breeze that drifted through the open windows. "Do you think we'll be happy here?" Rosemary asked, looking at her parents. "We'll make this place our home," Ada said, wrapping an arm around her daughter. "As long as we're together, we'll be happy." Cheek nodded. "That's right. And remember, we'll always take care of each other." "I promise to always help," Rosemary said, her green skin glowing softly in the dim light. "And we promise to always be here for you," Cheek replied. That night, as Rosemary lay in her new bed, she thought about Paul and her old life in Ibadan. She missed her friends, but she also felt excited about the adventures that awaited her in Lagos. With a smile on her face, she whispered to herself, "This is a new beginning. I'm ready." And with that, she drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the possibilities her new home could bring. The morning sun streamed through Rosemary's window, casting a warm glow on her green, sparkling skin. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, her heart beating faster than usual. Today was the day she would start her new school in Lagos. A prestigious school, filled with wealthy students, awaited her. "Daddy's company gave me a scholarship," she whispered to herself. "I should feel happy. But why am I so scared?" She sat up, rubbing her eyes. Her room was still unfamiliar, but the soft pastel walls and the pictures she had already hung up made it feel a little like home. "Rosemary," Ada's voice called from downstairs. "Come and have breakfast. You don't want to be late on your first day." Downstairs, the dining table was set with toast, eggs, and a glass of milk. Cheeky sat reading the newspaper, while Ada busily packed Rosemary's lunch in a sleek new lunchbox. "Good morning, my princess," Chike said as Rosemary walked in. "Are you ready for your big day?" Rosemary hesitated. "I'm ready, but I'm also nervous, Daddy." Ada placed the lunchbox in Rosemary's bag and sat beside her. "It's normal to feel nervous, my darling," she said, patting Rosemary's hand. "Every new beginning comes with its challenges. But you've been through this before, haven't you?" Rosemary nodded, thinking back to her move to Ibadan and the struggles she faced at her first school. "You pulled through then," Cheek added, looking at her over his newspaper. "And you'll pull through now. Just be yourself, Rosemary. That's all you need to do." "I know," Rosemary said softly, playing with her fork. Ada smiled. "Remember what we always say?" Rosemary looked up. "I'm special, I'm strong, I'm smart, and I'm loved, she recited with a small smile. That's my girl, Ada said, leaning over to kiss her forehead. The night before, Rosemary had called Paul, her best friend and confidant. She had paced back and forth in her room, phone in hand, before finally dialing his number. Rosemary! Paul's voice came through the phone, cheerful as always. Hi, Paul, Rosemary said, sitting on her bed. I needed to talk to you. Is everything okay? Paul asked, his tone turning serious. I start my new school tomorrow, Rosemary said, her voice trembling slightly. And I'm scared, Paul. What if they don't like me? What if they treat me differently because of my skin? Paul was silent for a moment before he said, Rosemary, you've been through this before, and you showed everyone how amazing you are. Why would this time be any different? Rosemary sighed. This school is different. It's full of rich kids. What if they think I don't belong? Listen, Paul said firmly. You belong wherever you are, Rosemary. You're smart, kind, and special. Just be yourself. You'll be fine, I promise. You really think so? Rosemary asked. I know so, Paul replied. And don't forget, I'm just a call away. If you ever need to talk, I'm here. Thank you, Paul, Rosemary said, feeling a little braver. Anytime, Paul said. Now go to bed and get some rest. You've got this. After breakfast, Rosemary went upstairs to get ready. Her new uniform, a crisp white shirt and a blue pleated skirt, hung neatly on her wardrobe door. The school badge was embroidered on the shirt pocket, gleaming in gold. She dressed carefully, smoothing out the pleats of her skirt and tying her green ribbon in her hair. When she looked in the mirror, she saw a girl who was both nervous and excited, her sparkling green skin glowing softly in the sunlight. You look beautiful, Ada said, standing at the door. Thank you, Mommy, Rosemary said, turning around. Remember, no matter what happens today, you are loved, Ada said. I'll remember, Rosemary replied, hugging her mother tightly. The drive to the new school was quiet. Rosemary stared out the window, taking in the bustling streets of Lagos. When they arrived at the school gates, her breath caught in her throat. The school was enormous, with tall buildings and well-manicured lawns. Students in matching uniforms walked in groups, laughing and chatting. Cheek parked the car and turned to Rosemary. Are you ready, my princess? Rosemary nodded, though her hands were trembling slightly. You'll do great, Cheek said. We're proud of you. Thank you, Daddy, Rosemary said, taking a deep breath. Ada handed her the lunchbox. Remember, be yourself. That's more than enough. Rosemary smiled. I will, Mommy. As Rosemary walked through the gates, she felt the weight of 100 eyes on her. Some students whispered to each other, while others stared openly at her sparkling green skin. Who's that? One girl whispered. Her skin is green, another boy said, his voice filled with curiosity. Rosemary kept her head high, repeating her words of affirmation in her mind. I'm special, I'm strong, I'm smart, and I'm loved. A teacher approached her with a warm smile. You must be Rosemary, he said. Welcome to our school. I'm Mr. Aid, and I'll take you to your class. Thank you, sir, Rosemary said politely. As they walked to her classroom, Mr. Aid chatted with her about the school. We're very excited to have you here, Rosemary. I've heard great things about you from your previous school. Thank you, sir, Rosemary said, feeling a little more at ease. When Rosemary entered the classroom, all eyes turned to her. The room fell silent as the students took in her unique appearance. Class, Mr. Aid said, this is Rosemary Okoro, our new student. Please make her feel welcome. Hello, Rosemary said softly, feeling her cheeks grow warm under their stares. Rosemary, you can take a seat over there, Mr. Aid said, pointing to an empty desk by the window. As she walked to her seat, she heard whispers behind her. Her skin sparkles, one boy said. She's so different, a girl murmured. Rosemary sat down, clutching her bag tightly. She tried to focus on the teacher's voice, but the whispers continued. That night, as Rosemary lay in bed, she thought about her first day. It had been tough, but it wasn't as bad as she had feared. Some students had stared, but no one had been unkind to her. She picked up her phone and called Paul. "How was your first day?" he asked eagerly. "It was okay," Rosemary said. "Some people stared, but the teachers were nice. I think I'll be fine." "I told you," Paul said, his voice filled with pride. "You're stronger than you think, Rosemary." "Thank you, Paul," Rosemary said, smiling. That night, before she fell asleep, she whispered a prayer. "Dear God, thank you for today. Please give me the strength to be brave and the grace to be kind. Protect me as I go to school and help me make new friends. Amen." As she drifted off to sleep, Rosemary felt a sense of peace. She was ready to face whatever challenges came her way, one day at a time.